Good morning, beloved, and welcome to our Sunday morning School of Wisdom. I want to also welcome those persons who are viewing us on the internet via Facebook Live. And we want to continue on our topic, and we will not be ceasing anytime soon. Living forever, revisiting Lazarus. Look in our Bibles, please, and turn with me, please, if you will, to the book of John, chapter 11. John chapter 11, let me do some reading. Now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary which anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore his sister said unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he who thou lovest is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said this. He said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. I want to read a verse again. When Jesus heard that, he said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister Lazarus. And when he heard therefore that he was sick, he abode 2 days still in the same place where he was. Now this is very interesting. The scripture says Jesus loved Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. The Bible is clear about that. Yet when he got this news that Lazarus was sick, you would think that he would hasten to go to Lazarus' house. But the Bible says he stayed 2 more days. And then the narrative goes on to say, I want to go to verse 11. No, or verse. Let me read through the scripture. Then after that, said he to his disciples, Let us go into Judea again. The disciples said unto him, Master, the Jews of late sought to stone thee, and goest thou thither again? Jesus answered, Are they not 12 hours in a day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. If a man walk in the night, he stumbleth, because there is no light in him. These things said he, and after that he said unto them, Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may awake him out of sleep. Then said his disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well. Howbeit Jesus spake of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of taking of rest in sleep. Then said Jesus unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. Lazarus is dead. Now this is very intriguing. The scripture says he loved Lazarus and he loved Mary and Martha. Yet Jesus waited until Lazarus was dead. He had no phone, no anything, but he knew he was dead. Lazarus is dead. That means that the body Lazarus lived in had stopped operating, had no life in it. Lazarus is dead. Lazarus is dead. Well, why would he wait until Lazarus is dead? The boy was sick. He healed the sick, cast out devils, cleansed lepers. He could have gone there and raised Lazarus, but he did this for our sake. Now, I want us to jump down. We'll read some parts and we'll go down. Verse 18 says, Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she had heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat still in the house. Now, I have a feeling that Mary is offended. Would you be? I think so. Because Jesus, they were convinced Jesus could save Lazarus. And now, the boy is dead, now he shows up. Remember, Mary was the one who was sitting at his feet. Martha was the one who was busy. Now, Mary, you would think Mary would say, okay, the Messiah is here. Jesus is here, let me go. Because she sat at his feet all the time listening to his wisdom. Now, she already came. She didn't go. The God is offended. And in my view, she has every right to be. In other words, Okaloka said, we come for now. Why he come now? I have no interest in him. Because the Bible said Martha went out to meet him. But Mary sat still in the house. She said, I'm not going anywhere. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hast been here, my brother has not died. She had to get it off her chest. To respect him, Lord, if you are here, Lazarus will still be here. But I know that even now whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee. No, here we see a tincture of faith. So even now, even though he's dead, and so something is stirring inside of her that she can say, even now, I know whatever you ask of God, God will give thee. So it sounds like God is, she believes something. It sounds so, right? Yes. Because she said, if you were here, God would not die. But I know that even now, even though he's dead, whatsoever thou will ask of God, God will give it to thee. Sometimes if you want to believe, and like she was in this place, she want to believe that something will happen. Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again. Sometimes it's better to shut your mouth, So it's better to shut your mouth. Because here she said, even though now, whatever you ask of God, God will give thee. Just say your brother will rise again. Martha said unto him, I know that. I know that he will rise again in the resurrection in the last day. Here's where his cue comes. So now, you see, if she didn't talk there, we would have felt that she was saying, okay, if you call him forth, he will come forth. She wasn't saying that. She was saying, I want you to pray that his soul will be lost. That's what she's saying. Like much persons believe, that if somebody dies, you can have prayers to the dead. And that the soul will be. You understand? That's what she was saying. It wasn't faith that he can rise again now. That's what she was saying. Now you realize what she was actually saying. See, sometimes somebody could say something, and then you feel, well, they're saying something, but then listen to them carefully. And you realize, well, they're not saying that. So initially we can think she was saying, yeah, I believe Jesus, if you call him, he'll come. No, she wasn't saying that. She was saying, I want prayers. I want you to pray that, somebody can come to you and you hear them dying and you say, you want me to pray? I want you to pray that my family will be all right after that. You think they come for prayers to be raised? No, I'm saying. My lady came and time she was in a wheelchair, and I thought she came to be ministered to. And when I asked her, she said, no, all right, I come from my daughter. She had been come with her in that wheelchair. So she said, oh, in the resurrection. So I believe if you ask God, God will ensure he's resurrected. Futuristic, not now. much like the church. We believe it will happen down the road. No, listen. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. Here it comes. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Amen. Wow. Amen. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. You said, I am the resurrection. She said, he shall rise again in the last day of the resurrection. He said, I am the resurrection. He introduced himself. He said, I am the resurrection. I am the resurrection. The resurrection power is resident within me. I am the resurrection. Wherever I show up, resurrection takes place. Yeah. He said, wherever I show up, resurrection takes place because I am the resurrection. Are you hearing this? I am the resurrection. God of mercy. Now, if it was stopped here, if it stopped here, we would conclude that the present belief of Christianism is right. That, he said, if you believe in him, you shall rise again, the dead shall rise. And it would be in order to believe that, because you have to die first, according to this, like Lazarus. And he said, Lazarus was the first fruit from the dead, was one of the first ones to show that you can die and come back. It showed it in Lazarus, because after 4 days, remember, he was dead for 4 days, and then he was again from the dead. And that gives us hope. But then Jesus went on in the next verse and spoiled the whole thing. And then he said, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Yes. Yes. There is one clause, or whosoever dies believing in him shall live again. But then he made a statement, and this is the catch. And whosoever, anybody, liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Shall never, just said, shall never die. No. He goes on to say, to ask Martha, believeth thou this? Do you believe this? Here is the issue. Would we believe what Jesus is saying? Would we think it to be true? To believe is to think it to be true. That when you believe in Jesus, you shall never die. Now here we go. What does he say? Whosoever liveth and believeth in me. Well, are you saying that all those people didn't believe in Jesus? Yeah, it is very good. They believe in Jesus. They believe in a historical Jesus. They believe he died on the cross to save them from going to hell, save their souls from going to hell. But that's as far as it goes. Let me tell you something with Jesus. He's a total package. And sometimes somebody can send you, it's like, I like to refer to the smartphones. You have a smartphone that can do 1,000 things, 1,000 things or more. And all perhaps you can do with it is make a call and take a picture. Perhaps go on Facebook or WhatsApp. And that's the limit of your smartphone. As a matter of fact, it's the kids I saw pressing. I had Google all the time, and I never knew that you can press a little microphone there on the phone and ask whatever you want to search for. I had a phone there, and I never knew that. It's Angel I saw pressing and talking, and teacher pressing and talking. And this is news to some people because some people don't even know that you can do that. You understand? So the phone has so many things that it can do, but some people settle for just talk. Some move a little further and talk. They say, WhatsApp. Talk again and send and text. Talk and text. Talk and text. And send a photograph. Take a photograph and send a photograph. And that's the limit. Your phone can do so many things for you. Some people say, I was late, I overstepped. Do you know your phone has an alarm? Yeah. When you have a smartphone, oversleeping is not an excuse. You can't say overstep. Your phone has an alarm. I don't have an alarm clock, it's on your phone. Of course. Look, I was listening to something the other night. I was listening to something in my bed because I wanted to hear it even when I was going forth, drifting off to sleep. You know, rest comes along, and I never knew that you could listen to something on the phone, and you can set the phone to shut off half an hour or 45 minutes after. No, I never knew that. I never knew I could do that. So the phone, after 45 minutes, it would shut off. I saw the feature on the television, but I never knew it was on your phone. And it's on YouTube. If you listen to something, you can tell it shut off at a certain time. No, there's news to something. Okay. Similarly, Jesus said, if you believe in me, how do we believe in Jesus? We have to believe in the total Jesus. For instance, the Bible says he became poor that we should become made rich. Yes. You know what? That was not even taught in the church. As a matter of fact, he was taught. Yes, sir. And the scripture is clear. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that even though he was rich in this world, he became poor that we through his poverty shall be made rich. Was it taught? No. When ministers began to teach it, they were assaulted, assassinated, verbally and whatever, because they thought, what are you talking about? The Lord was poor. You know, I've heard preachers say, Jesus was poor. Yes. I don't know somebody who was, when he was born, wise men came from the east. They were wise enough to know a king, the King of Kings was born, and the Bible said it brought him gold. One gold. Outside of that, how can a man who can turn water into wine be poor? How can a man who can take 5 loaves and feed 5,000 can be considered as poor? Even Solomon was not as rich as Jesus, because Solomon had to buy provision. Jesus can put provision out of the air. Yes, yes. How you can think in any way. A man who can entrust his money back to a thief named Judas, how can you think he's poor? I mean, his accountant is a thief. He knows it and he uses him to steal. Because he has so much to say, he can't steal, let him steal. But you know what? Did the church embrace that? No, the church was not even taught of that. So guess what? We thought that poverty is right. And to anybody who looks like they're not poor, and you're a minister especially, people begin to assault them and get verbally abusive to them, and looking for ways to say that they're doing something that's contrary. And the scripture is full. So guess what? They have not embraced that aspect of Jesus. It's like the promised land. God said to Israel, I give you this land from this part to that part to that part to that part. But he said, well, wherever the sole of your feet shall tread, that's yours. So in other words, whatever promise you accept and receive, that's yours. Amen. Some people believe in Jesus, but Jesus, the Bible says that Christ is the end of the law for righteousness. Some people still believe that they have to establish their own righteousness. And they will not submit to the righteousness of Christ. But I would have believed that Christ is Lord. But I don't believe that the righteousness he gave on Calvary is enough for them. That's right. Are you seeing this? Yeah. So it's what aspect of it you embrace. So Mary, Martha said, I believe in the resurrection. I believe that in resurrection my brother shall rise. You say, I am the resurrection. Whoever is dead and believe in me shall rise again. And she was convinced. She said, I'm excited about this news. Lord, I'm so happy to hear it. That one of these days, in the sweet by and by, when we all get together, we shall see Jesus and we shall see Lazarus. And that's the hope we have, that one of these days, we shall see our loved ones. We shall see the departed ones. But Jesus went on to say something, and listen, and she didn't hear him yet. Till whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. This thing is so powerful. Listen to me. It is so powerful, and it is so mind-boggling that people will not even pay attention to it. No longer in the Bible, is in the Bible a very long time. We know what part people highlight. Whoever is dead and believe in Jesus shall live again. And we shall live again in the resurrection. Lazarus is our example, that even though he was dead, he rose again. But Jesus went on and said, whoever lives and believe in me shall never, the word is never, never die, shall never taste death. And for 2,000 years, ain't nobody saw this to believe it. For 2,000 years, preachers did not see this. And now that the Lord showed me, some people be offended at it. And they be saying, what kind of nonsense is this? It's in your Bible. I didn't write it. It's there. And whosoever liveth, are you alive? Yeah. No, are you alive? Yeah. Are you living? Amen. Next thing. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes, sir. All right. The Bible says you shall never die. Yeah. Amen. Amen. Yeah. You know what Jesus said this? Jesus said this so that there can be a paradigm shift in our minds. Our paradigm will shift because we're thinking all the time we were thinking death. All of us thinking death. Maybe to fall asleep in him. One of these days, in the sweet by and by, when the roll is called up yonder, and everybody working, listening for the roll to be called. Because one of these days, there's a light in the window, the table set in splendor, and you start to feel homesick. You want to go. And Jesus said, whoever liveth and believeth in him shall never die. Who is that?
Shall never die.
Shall never die. Now let me discover something. It's not something you read once and hear it and believe it, you know. No. Not when all you have faced it before was people falling asleep. You know how many funerals you've been to? Been to lots of funerals. Christian funerals.
Yes.
And people hoping, and the people are hoping to die.
Some people, yes.
They're hoping. Because you see, some people They're just holding on. You know they're not holding on to the faith.
That's right.
They're holding on till they breathe their last. Because I want to ensure. You're holding on, keep on holding on. That's to make it in. I'm doing my best to make it in. You tell them you've already made it in, the one was wrong with you. So they're holding on. When that temptations take them away from the straight and narrow. What they're holding on, not in Jesus. It's not the revelation of Jesus, to the straight and narrow. Hold on. Don't touch any alcohol. Hold on. Don't go to no parties. Hold on. Don't have sex. Hold on. Hold on. When they say hold on, they're saying hold on. Hold. No, you might be tempted, but hold on. Hold on. That's what they're holding on is that. Yes. Hold on. Don't drink this alcohol. Hold on. Either you go just know when Christ will come, but hold on. If you're holding on to Jesus, you would believe that he's the end of the law of righteousness.
Yes.
And that he was made to be sin for us that we can be made righteous. That's what the Bible says. And did we holding on to that revelation? The revelation of him. Because if I can know him and the power of his resurrection. And for us to see the power of his resurrection, we have to revisit Lazarus' tomb. Because there is where he expressed it and revealed himself. He said, listen, anybody who is dead. So we have hope. For those scores who died believing in Christ, believing that Jesus saved you. We have hope for them. But beloved, here's a new generation. And the Lord raised me up to speak about it.
Yes, sir. Amen. Yeah.
This verse 26, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me, in Jesus, the Bible says, shall never die. No, somebody wants to say, oh, he was talking about the death in hell, the lake of fire. He was not talking about that. Mary thought, when he was talking, similarly, Mary thought when he was talking about resurrection, he was talking about something futuristic. He was talking about now. So even though she said, yeah, he said unto him, yeah, Lord, I believe that the word of Christ, the Son of God, which shall come into the world. You understand? Now, lots of people believe Jesus the Christ.
Yes.
The Son of God which shall come into the world.
Yes.
But that's as far as they believe. But what he said if you speak to a mountain, it shall move. He said, whatsoever thing is you desire, believe you receive, you shall have it. All right? I'm teaching some people in Nigeria. And the bishop's wife is going to ask me a question. Have you ever proven that to be true? And whatsoever things you desire, believe you receive, you shall have it. You have to be careful not to mislead people. That was the bishop's wife. All the way answer bishop's wife in his house. But I bless God to the bishop. The bishop got up. And she was a medical doctor. And the bishop addressed her. I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I mean, he really slammed her. You know, you look at wrestling and they pick up somebody and body slam them. Picked her up and body slam her with the word. He said you purported and you believe the word of God. This archbishop is bringing the word of God to you and you questioning and asking foolishness like that. Why are you so stupid, woman? I felt bad. It's the word. Because I don't have an experience with this, that doesn't change the word.
That's correct. That's correct.
Because that has not been my experience.
The word is truth.
The word is still true.
Yeah. Amen.
So some people, because I know all those old saints, they went to the idol. And so what are you saying here now? I'm saying they never saw it.
That's right.
Amen.
The Spirit never revealed it to them. And the Bible says what is hidden from the wise and prudent is revealed to babes and suckling.
Sucklings, yes.
I'm a suckling.
Yes.
I'm a babe.
Amen.
The Lord chose to reveal this to me.
Amen.
And see, the Bible says unless you become a little child, you can't enter the kingdom. No, you have to have childlike faith to believe this. Because this is beyond your natural reason.
Correct.
You have to become a child to believe that you're going to live forever. You live forever. Because when you use your adult wisdom and your experience, like Martha, when she said, brother shall rise again, she said, oh, yeah, I know, but not now. It goes on, listen. Jesus said, look at this. And he said, where have you laid him? Verse 34. They said unto him, Lord, come and see. And was at Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, behold, how we loved him. And some of them said, Jesus wept because he said, oh boy, they don't even know who visited them here today. He was me for Lazarus, he was going to raise the boy. But you'll cry if you'll raise him.
That's right.
There's no reason to cry.
That's right. That's right.
But he was crying that they have no idea. Who is it? Who it is that is walking here? They have no idea of the plan and purpose of God. Oh, Adam fell so far. He cried over Adam. In Adam, all men died, the Bible says. In Christ, all are really alive.
Yes.
Look at this. Jesus, therefore, again, groaning himself, coming to the grave. It was a cave and a stone lay upon, and Jesus said, take away the stone. Now Martha will voice exactly what she feels. See, no, lots of times you can have somebody just talk to you and say, oh yeah, I believe that I believe that I can be healed. And that prayer helps. I remember I was in Connecticut once, and I was ministering to some people, and this lady was sitting in the back. So everybody was coming up for me to lay hands on this to them, but she didn't come. And I said to her, are you offended at this ministry or something? She said, no. I said, I see you didn't come to ministry. She said, I can't walk. She can't walk. She said, no. I broke my legs or whatever. I can't walk. I have to be healed. And I said to her, you be a man of God? She said, yes. She you sure? She said, I said to her, get up, stand up. She looked at me and said, you just said you be a man of God. A man of God said, you stand up. She took a little from the she braced in the chair and she stood up. And she had this walker thing. It's a style in the developed world. You have to have one. And I said, okay, put aside that thing. Walk and come to me. She looked at me. I said, walk. And she took a step and she walked. So you feeling pain? She said, no pain. She said, no pain. And she started running up there, no pain. When she was leaving, she came and said, I want you to see, I'm going out, I'm still walking. No. She believed and she put her faith into action. Yeah. So Martha said, I believe in the resurrection. But you see, when Jesus come to the place and said, take away the stone. Lord Jesus, stretching it too far. You know, some people think I'm stretching it too far. Oh, yeah. Martha felt Jesus. Yeah. You're stretching it too far. Yes, sir. This faith thing, now you're stretching it too far. But you see, she said to Jesus, hold on. Yeah. You know, lots of people crying for you, but the one you're still into your eye. No one will come out. So she'll be weeping in that tomb. But if that tomb was to open, such Martha's sister women that was dead said unto him, Lord, by this time, you stay dead. Little boy don't raise yet. You understand? Jesus. Come on, man. Come on. Don't do this to us.
Oh boy. Wow. Yes.
It's gone too far.
Gone too far.
When somebody dies, 24 hours after, I think it is, something God really more steps in. Worms begin to go to work on the intestines and all of that. I mean, and they begin to harvest the matter. That's their job. So I know worms are having a party. You understand? All the worms in the intestine, they suddenly begin to multiply. That's where they come from. They don't come from outside, they come from right there. They begin to multiply and get fat. So you have some, what started out as invisible thing, now some fat worms in his intestines. Like snakes, and them boys eating, because that's their job, that's their assignment. And as they eat, they excrete. And so you have a stench. And now Jesus will say to her, take away the stone. Don't do that. Jesus, don't do that. I know it's 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. Some of you think the arthritis is gone too far. God, it's been
Yeah, got to be long.
It's been a long time. Brother Lazarus is dead. For 4 days. 3 days is a coma. You're hoping that he will come back. 4 days now. As a man, you say, you know what, he couldn't know, he started smelling. He dead 4 days. We waited 3 days when the boy started smelling. No. Just take away the stone.
Yeah.
Take away the stone. No, beloved, you have to take away the stone, you know. What's the stone? The stone is that which was set. Even your belief, your mind is set. A stone was set there. Like this is final, that is final. That you have to die. Take away the stone.
Yes, sir.
No, you have to move it.
Yeah.
That's why God said, go back to the truth. You gotta take it, because after all the talk, you have to take it away.
Yes, sir.
Because that stone will determine whether you're gonna live or die. A stone, when something is set in stone, it means you can't remove it, you can't erase it. So stone is a symbol of that which was set, a mindset, something that was established. A stone speaks of an establishment. That's why they put a gravestone. Headstones, and it's established that this person is. That's why it said who died just at a time. It's written on the stone. The rain can fall, it won't move it. And Jesus said, move this stone. No, you have to come to the place to move. And listen to me. Let me tell you. A stone is not a light thing, it's not a feather. It's heavy. You understand, Pastor Ross? So you got to do some big shifting. You understand? It is effort. It calls for effort to move it. That mindset that you have to die is a stone. You have to move it.
Yes.
You have to move that stone. I got to move this thing. I have to have a new understanding. I have to have a new belief. How do I move a stone? I move a stone by choosing to believe. You see, when you believe what the Lord said, the stone becomes light. But most of you believe the stone. The stone says, this is there, that is there. Don't trouble it. Lord, in the resurrection, We all know when Jesus comes, we all have to go sometime. That's what we heard. That's a stone, you have to move it.
Yeah.
You know, we all have to go sometime. That's a stone, move that stone. Move it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know one of the reasons quote unquote Christians are poor? Because a big stone was set in their minds that listen, we're going just now, so why prosper? Because you have to die and leave it. And they were so wicked that they could not leave an inheritance for their children. So since I have to die and leave it, I'm not getting anything. Whatever they want, they have to fight for. But if you ever thought that you would live forever, you don't want to live good. You want to enjoy it.
Yes.
And you will not be afraid of it.
That's right.
What the fuss about? My Bible tells me, give us richly all the things to enjoy.
Yes, sir.
That's what my Bible tells me. This is not a story. But here's it. You said, take away the stone. You Mary was talking some nice stuff. Yeah, Lord, I believe you shall rise again in resurrection. Well, guess what? The resurrection, not now.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You know, that's the problem. In the resurrection, you say, I am the resurrection.
Yes.
As long as Jesus is present, the resurrection is present.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't you believe in the coming of the Lord in the coming of physical body? Sure, I believe in that. I believe in that. But I believe as long as He's present, the resurrection power is present.
Yes, sir.
That's what the Bible tells me. And the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead, if He dwells in me, shall pick my mortal body. That picking He shall raise up. He shall resurrect all that have died in Adam.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
That's why you move the stone.
Move the stone.
No. You know, let me tell you something. And beloved, this is what the Lord has signed me. Mary could not move that stone, she had to get heaven. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Mary, he said take away the stone, but trust me, Mary had to get some big, strong relatives to move that stone. God sent me as one of them to help you move the stone.
Praise God.
By the word of God. I'm teaching the word
Praise
to
God.
move that stone. What we're doing this morning, we're moving that stone. We're moving that stone that said that you're gonna die. We're moving that stone. That's what the Lord assigned me, to move the stone.
Praise God.
Because everything you hear is sword. Everything you hear but living forever. They show that's me. The shift is a shift. There's a shift. There's a shift.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
I guarantee you are not where you were before you heard this. Lots of things have shifted. That's what the Spirit is trying to do today, is doing, moving the stone.
Praise
Because,
God.
beloved, let me tell you something. You know some of the stones that describe how it used to be like this. You normally would have the front dug down a little low. So when the stone goes to roll it rolls in and drops and settles. You understand? It's like the front of the cave, and then they would gouge out in front there. So the stone goes in, locks in by its own weight. I need to say that to you, I'll tell you why. Because even when you shift it, it still wants to look back.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you don't continue pressing and pushing, the stone wants to look back.
Yes.
And that stone that says, you're gonna die sometime, that stone fighting to look back every minute, all the time. So you can't rest, you can't give it, because you have to keep emotion, keep pushing. That's why you keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
You gotta help you. You want some preacher, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Because if I don't, the stone will drop out.
Yes, Lord.
And there won't be resurrection.
Amen.
Look at somebody say resurrection is now.
Resurrection is now.
Resurrection is
Whenever he shows up, resurrection takes place. And my Bible tells you, he said, I'll come to you, I want to live inside of you. He lives inside of you. And the main fact he lives inside you, resurrection is now. The resurrection power of Jesus Christ is inside of you now.
no.
Yeah.
Just here, it's real. You know, let me tell you something else. You know why some people trying to move the store and how many people trying to keep it there? You know, important go and say, no, what's wrong with you? And while they're trying to push, some people trying to push it back and say, no, don't desecrate the dead.
Wow.
Come on, don't desecrate what we believe all the time.
Wow. Powerful.
Let the dead rest in peace.
Yes.
And so we say, it's okay. You're going to see the Lord. Let people go. Let them go. Don't fight them. So trust me. There have to be relatives who couldn't see you would say, what y'all doing?
Yes.
No! Jesus said, remove the stone. Don't worry, he's crazy. You ever see what happens to somebody after death? They have to rot. You don't take it. You want to smell that stench. No, there are those who said, well, you know, Jesus was saying that Lazarus was not really dead. he said that so they can understand the degree, but he was not really dead. If you tell me that, then Paul said those that fell asleep in Christ, that their body is not physically dead. Lazarus' body was dead. His soul was asleep, but Lazarus' body was dead as every other person. Your Christian cousin or uncle or whatever, that body is dead, it's rotten. So if somebody wants to say, well, the body was not really dead, it was in a state that it could come back alive. Because people like to take away the power from the miracle and neutralize it. It wasn't really just such a big miracle. You know, he was just in a deep sleep. That was dead. Those ones were having a party. And Mary was well in her right to say, but you know he's thinking, Martha, Jesus told you this. So eventually she would have said, okay, Lord, if you say so. And she would have gotten some persons to help. Well, guess what? Some people be saying, you're crazy. Don't do this. Listen, believing we shall live forever, it's not costing us anything. Believe in the word.
Amen.
You're not investing $100 million. If I said it to you and so you go and take some loan to invest $100 million to say, well, you know, let me buy some tablet. I'm not telling you that. So tell me, I'm not doing you injustice. No, doing injustice I didn't show you.
Yes.
So those who want to get up in arms and say, well, why is he preaching this kind of message to people and deceiving people? Before they be deceived, believing I'll live forever. But my Bible tells me if you don't have hope in this world, you're born and most miserable. So I prefer to have hope. Take away the stone.
Yes, sir.
Take away the stone. Listen, I like it. He said, it costs an effort. It calls for effort.
Yeah.
It calls for effort.
Yeah. Yes.
See, most people they don't want to exert any pressure and use any effort to do this. It calls for effort in the extent that you have to say, no, I'm not even going around the devil. That's an effort.
Yes, sir.
An effort to tell you, hey, you hear closing now you coming? No, I'm not coming just to let that buried there. I'm living. I'm alive and well. I'm living. I'm not living on my mind. I don't want the devil in my mind. It takes an effort not to turn the radio, that television to the death announcements. And God is, you know, hear who died? It calls for effort to say, I'm not going.
That's right.
You can imagine how the man felt when Jesus said, I won't go and bury my father. Jesus said, don't go anywhere. Let that bury the dead. You know, he felt he had to make a lot of effort not to go.
Yes, sir.
Because all the cursing he would have gotten from relatives. You understand? Your own father. What kind of church is that? By your own father? You didn't come to see him for the last. He can't be a man of God. Jesus is no man of God. To tell you don't come. And you did not come. We disown you. You're not part of this family.
Yes.
It calls for effort to believe this. This morning I remember last week my birthday and the angel said it was going there to be a Daniel. My mother used to sing that song to me. The song, dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to have a purpose form, and dare to make it known. You have to dare, you know. You gotta dare, you have to dare to believe. Do this what Jesus said. But the end of the story is this, that even though Martha believed that he would rise in resurrection, he was raised dry dead. That tells me that she believed that, but the purpose of God was not that.
Amen.
And those who believe that they shall die, they will die, but those who will choose to believe what Jesus said, believe it's how it is. Now I hear the word of the Lord coming to me. It's not just to believe, it's to continue to believe.
Yes, yes.
Peter believed that he could walk on the water. He believed it was Jesus, and he believed he could walk on him, and did walk. But then the Bible says he saw the wind and he became afraid.
Yeah.
And he began to sink. What happened is Peter lost his faith. Jesus said, oh, you have little faith. Why did you doubt? Now you have to hold on to this, beloved, and keep away from anything that can cause you to doubt. Because winds will come. You understand?
Amen.
You might find some pains and some this and some things that threaten. And your logics and the enemy whisper to you, know this can harm you well. And cousin she, you know, this she had, same thing she had. You know, just kill your mother. No, this is what's sick, this sick run our family. So here you're thinking of living forever. And someone trying to roll back the stone.
Yeah.
Would you believe this? Choose to believe.
Yes.
Begin to see yourself looking back at your 150th birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm telling you? I'm not telling you to see your 150th. I'm telling you looking back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And remembering when I remember when I became 150, you know, it was such a party. When I got to 150, it was such a party. Oh Lord, I remember it. It was a great party when I became 150. So I'm telling you, don't look ahead. You say, no, I'm looking forward to the day when I meet 100. No, look back.
Yes.
You go past and look back. That's what God does, you know. That's what God said. He was wounded for transgressions. He was bruised for iniquity. No, when Isaiah prophesying that Christ was not physically born, but he said he was. He was wounded. He was bruised. The chastisement of peace was upon him, and by his stripes you were healed. Was past tense. So you got to look back and look back and say, you know, I remember when I hit 150. It was such an exciting time. I remember when I hit 200.
Yes,
It was such an exciting time.
Yes.
We had a great party. The Lord tarries. Beloved, let me tell you. The Bible says, whosoever liveth and believeth in him shall never die. Amen. That's the word of God. Amen.
Amen. Yes.
I bless God for those who are still online. Please ensure you share it, because we leave it up so you can share it with your friends and relatives. And I pray, God, my prayer is that the word of God will find root in their heart.
Amen.
If it finds a root this morning, that you start to believe, all you have to do is start to believe. I remember the Matrix, when the guy said, and he began to move in a certain way, and Morpheus said, he started to believe. When you start to believe, some things will happen in your life. Now, I want to also invite you, you can be part, come here, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the promises of God. We're not talking about, we're not talking about beating you up on Sunday morning and make you feel bad or not. No, we're talking about giving you the promise of the word of God. God bless you until the next time. Amen.